Hello everyone, hope you all are good. So welcome back to the Force Galaxy. So hope you have checked out the last two videos that is on the workflow, because today's video is on the interview questions or the frequently asked questions on the workflow. Some basic questions we'll discuss today. So without wasting much more time, let's start with our today's video. And those who didn't check out yet, do check out. The link is provided in the description section. So let's start. So our very first question is, many of you might be know this. So in which object workflow rules are stored? And the answer is workflow. There is a workflow object in the Salesforce in which all the workflows are stored. So our now second question is, what are the workflow actions can I use with the time-based workflow? So either it is immediate or the time based, the actions will remain same. That is, we have four actions, that is sending an outbound messages, creating task, updating field, and sending an email alert. So these are the four actions which we can send using immediate and the time based workflow rules. So now the next question is, are there any restrictions for the time based workflow rules? Yes, there is a restriction, that is we cannot use time-based workflow rules on the second criteria, that is created and every time edited. So we cannot use our time-based workflows on this particular criteria. We have only first and the third which we can use in the time-based workflow rule. So our next question is, how I can see which time-dependent actions are pending in execution? Yes, all the pending actions which need to be triggered in the future are found in the workflow queue. In the quick find box, we can write time-based workflow, where we can find all the actions which need to be, or which are scheduled or which need to be executed in the future. So now our next question is, we have a time-based workflow and there is an action is scheduled to be executed. If we deactivate the workflow, scheduled action will be removed from the queue or not. So the answer is, even after you have deactivate your workflow, it will, if that workflow still have some pending action, they will be going to execute. It will not check whether the workflow is active or not. And also it is also not possible to delete your workflow if you have some pending action for that workflow in the workflow queue. So now our next question is, what is recursive workflow and how we can avoid recursive workflow rules? So now let's suppose we have a object, and in this object we have two workflow, and in both the workflow reevaluate to criteria checkbox is true, and we are updating a checkbox or a field in both the workflows. So when my first workflow is executed and as its reevaluate criteria is checked, and after updating the field it satisfy the condition for the workflow 2 to be executed. So what will happen now, the next second workflow will execute, and again in this workflow reevaluate criteria is true. So and what happens if it is satisfying the criteria for the workflow 1 to execute? So in this scenario what happens, both the workflow will run again and again and goes in a loop, which is known as recursive of workflow. So how we can avoid this? So we can avoid, number one, by selecting the evaluation criteria that is created and every time edited subsequently meet the criteria. And the number second is, if we don't enable reevaluate workflow rule after updating the field or the checkbox. So our next question is, this is important. Many times you have checked this, we get an error of pending workflow when we try to convert a lead. So yes, if there is any pending actions for the workflow or for the approval process, then we cannot be able to convert a lead. So for this what we have to do, we have to remove the pending actions from the workflow queue, and then only we can be able to convert a lead. So our next question is, while creating a workflow on task, what difference observed on available actions? So in this case, while we create our workflow on the task, we cannot find the action that is sending an email. So our next question is, what are the units of time are supported in the time-based workflow? So currently number of days and the hours are supported. So we can select days and the hours, after how many hours we want to execute our workflow actions in the time-based workflow. So these are the some basic questions which we must know about the workflow. So while answering the about the workflow questions, we must need to keep in mind what the evaluation criteria is selected and whether the reevaluate workflow is enabled or not, and whether the time based action has pending actions in the workflow queue or not. So these are the some points which we need to keep in mind while answering. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and for in our next video we'll discuss about the process builder, and parallelly I will continue with my asynchronous apex, that is the development part in the Salesforce, because covering the admin part or the admin topic will take a long time. So what I'll do, side by side I'll start uploading videos on the development. So the topic is asynchronous, so those who didn't subscribe yet, do subscribe and do share if you like the content. Thank you, bye, thanks for watching.